Hello, good evening. Welcome to my live. I've just come live because Horus is very present with me right now. Getting some formations coming in from behind me. As you can see, I'm getting spirit presence behind me at the moment. It's what you call figures. So yes, Horus is definitely here. So I thought I'd spontaneously come live and see what he would like to share, because as I say, the energy behind me, it starts changing as I say. For anybody who hasn't seen spirit presence, sometimes they can come through in shapes, formations. They can come in as orbs, but as Horus is quite a high stating guide, he comes in with a presence. Often or not, when I come live, the energy is very intense. Sometimes it can affect my camera, so you get a lot of color formations coming in and stuff like that. Often or not, when I'm working with Horus, certainly when I'm working with clients, a lot of people experience Mahatma energy around me. I'm actually being endorsed with the Buddhic Mahatma energy. I work in that energy field when I'm doing readings and healing and stuff like that. So at the moment, I'm just having a quick look. You see the energy is now changing again as I'm going backwards and forwards, and I'm getting a bit of a shape just here, because this is where I'm feeling he's standing at the moment. So I'm actually a transfiguration medium for Horus. I might see if he would like to come through in trance. I do a lot of live trance with Horus actually. Some people experience when he comes through me facial changes, because what normally happens when I do go into trance, what he does, he holograms, it's like a hologram over my face sometimes, and it's a transfiguration of my face. So some people will actually see a masculine face over my face, and it's quite as I say, some people find it quite cool actually, because they're actually seeing spirit presence over my face. He can come through whatever form he decides he wants to come through as I say, he's a man of his own Akashic record. So he may come through. Some people have seen him come through looking like Osiris. Some people have seen the Falcon. Some people have seen him in his native forms. Some of them have seen him as a warrior. Some people have seen him in his Templar form. Some people have actually seen him coming through as Yeshua, because he is the incarnation of Yeshua. It's part of his incarnation. So there's a lot of stuff that he has come through. I've had people have actually connected with me and picked up Yeshua around me, because he's very much the energy of the Christ energy. This is why there's a lot of energy that comes through when I come live, and it's very much the spirit presence, not the collective presence. There's a massive difference when you're working spirit, as opposed as to channeling into the universal collective energy. There's a massive difference. We as mediums bring through any evidence. As I say, he can come through in whatever form he decides he wants to come through as. Often or not, if I'm walking up the street and he's walking with me, sometimes he'll come through as native. There's a lot of incarnations he's embodied. This is why I share an awful lot on my Facebook and my timeline, stuff with regards to the Templar Knights as well. He's embodied as Hugh de Pienne and Jacques de Molay. Sometimes he's shown those forms as well, so it can be quite confusing. when I've actually worked with when I've worked with clients, and I've worked with you know, in mentorship, on the mentorship program, people have actually experienced, when I go into trance transfiguration, that his face and the form over my face can change just like that, and it's just like that. So what I might do tonight, and I'm asking if he would like to come through to do a bit of trance demonstration. And at the moment, the energy is kind of building up when I mention trance, because he gets very excited. So I thought I'd do a little bit of demonstration, live demonstration, because a lot of it, as I said, when we do live stuff, you know, it's completely different. It's not like you're going straight in and you're doing a typed up channeling or anything like that. You never know what is going to be said or anything like that. When I do trance, I tend to step to one side, and the spirit communicator steps in. So, as I say, what I'm going to do is, if I go like this, so normally what Horus does as his spirit comes in, he could be standing like he's inside the wall, and sometimes it's like this, bobbing in and out. Sometimes some people, if they're really aware and they can see spirit presence, they can probably sometimes see his face coming in and out, in and out, in and out, like this, like a pulse. That's what he tends to do sometimes. Some people are actually seeing some figures standing behind me. Sometimes if I'm going into trance, there might be about 3 figures standing behind me as well. Because if I do go into trance, I tend to have a couple of guides standing there as protection as well during the whole process. So what I might do is I might start warming myself up. As I'm warming myself up, I'm going to see what these cards. I'm going to pull 3 cards. So I'm just going to connect with the energy, and it gives my guides a little bit of time to prepare my energy fields, because I'm now opening my space up to spirit to work through. So I'm just going to just pull 3 cards out, and then it will just warm my energy field up. Okay, and then I will ask Horus to come through afterwards. So sometimes this is what us mediums do. We like to start warming ourselves up. It gives spirit them preparing me as well. As I say, I'm beginning to feel the energy coming through from here. So this is what normally happens. He comes in from this side because he often likes, this is a cue that he stands on my right, or the energy is on my right, that's his cue. So that is normally what happens with a twin flame guide. They tend to come in on a side, so the masculine comes in on for the feminine medium, the twin flame guide comes in from the right. If it's a male medium and they're working with a twin flame feminine guide, the energy would be on the left. So there are different cues with guides that as they're coming in. Often or not, when he comes in, spirit guides tend to give cues as well when they're coming through, to let the medium know that they're present. This is what we teach when we're sitting in mediumship circles, when we're building that connection with our spirit guide team. Often the main guide we're working with, the main guide is with us all our lives, and we have other guides come in and go, teacher guides, we have ancestral guides, you know, guides who are working with us in different areas, in different capacities. So we have spirit guides that work with us in the areas of healing, developing our wisdom. It could be even the mundane things in day-to-day life. If we're also working in mediumship, we have a team of guides there. We also have protector guides. Especially as if you're expanding in your awareness and consciousness, your spirit guide teams are increasing. And they come and go as well. We have different guides working with us. They can come in different shapes and forms. Many of us will probably be aware that we've got native guides, warrior guides, Victorian guides, nuns, monks. Monks can come in different forms, i.e. Christian monks, Buddhist monks, Tibetan monks. As I say, our guides are coming in from different timelines and different walks of life. They can also change form as well. Something like Horus does, he will change form because what he's taught me is the importance of the Akashic records. He is the keeper of the records. This is one of his roles. So he works in the area of Akashic. He also works in the area of trance. So these are two of his main specialisms. Is the trance work, and also the keeper of the records, the Akashic records. In terms of trance, he's also been known to teach other spirit guides the trance method. This is kind of interesting because he has given a address in trance where mediums will be assigned, if they're trance mediums, they get assigned with a trance guide. I often get assigned with a trance guide. And it takes a lot for a medium to prepare for trance work. It's not something that trance work is not something that all mediums accomplish. It's a specialist area. And he has also said that he teaches guides the trance method. So we're talking about working with our guides, and the guides are there to help us to connect with the other higher dimensions, to bring in the healing, to bring in the messages, and to bring in sacred truths, connecting upwards. And this is where we are working with pure energy, pure spirit energy, because spirit will only impart what is truth, especially when they're working in higher dimensions. So when we're connecting up with spirit, and this is the beauty of me, I can ask if something is in truth or not, and if my guides are saying to take caution with regards to that piece of information, then I will take a step back from that. Because they are there to guide me, and this is what spirit guides are there to do. They will give guidance. So it's good to actually, if you are connecting with spirit guides, go to spirit guides and say, I'm not sure about this piece of information, can you press upon me whether that's true or not? So often or not, if you're not seeing or hearing, you can also feel your guides through your senses, clairsentient as well, and often or not it's the inner. A lot of people are like saying, well, I can't see my guides fully, and it's not always about the outward vision. Often or not they can actually show you into your mind's eye, what form they're in, or if there's a light, it's like Horus here. What he tends to do, he tends to make his presence known to many people by putting himself in a light formation, energy, stuff like that. It's just like, yes, I'm present. Hi guys, I'm present. I'm here. This is who I am. I'm now stating my presence. So this is different signs that spirit guides can come through. Horus is working widely with the ascension energies. This is why he will come through in a way to actually make the presence known, because he's utilizing my streams to help to bring forth his energy. So I'm saying, yes, Horus, yes, we're going to work in partnership, because it's about allowing him to come through and activating and healing those whom come across our video streams and so forth. So sometimes I've had people feel a massive heart chakra activation, or any chakra activations, or any form of activation. I've actually had people experience that just sitting there watching my live videos, because it's very important for the soul's evolution and growth. Very important that we're bringing in the energy and light from the higher dimensions and so forth, because it's always about healing, it's about expansion, it's about growth. So this is what we're here to do. We're here to activate, raise awareness, raise consciousness, and so forth. So this is me purely working spirit energy. So I'm just going to pull cards, because I'm getting warmed up. So I'm going to see, and sometimes what I do is I feel the cards, and sometimes if they fall out like this, maybe this is what Spirit's given me. 3 cards here, actually. This is interesting. Okay, right. Okay, this is interesting. I have this is interesting, because it's about, I feel this is interesting. Right, okay, I've got 3 cards here. I've just dropped out on my lap, and I'm working with this particular deck, which is the Starstream Oracle. It's very Avalon feel. Knight Templar, Avalon, ancient Britain deck for, So basically, I've got the very first card, and it says about words cannot express. Okay, and as I'm getting that, I want to say, now is the time to speak your truth. A lot of this energy is now coming through, and I'm finding this as I'm working with people as well. It's time to speak your truth. We're feeling very much the throat chakra activation coming through, because as we're connecting up with the higher realms, we are connecting, we need to bring that message down, and this is something that I'm helping to facilitate as well. So it's very much about speaking your truth. How do we speak our truth? Everything starts from the heart. It starts from the heart, and it comes through the throat chakra. So basically what we have to do is expand our heart chakra, connect with the pink flame. I often say there are 2 elements to the heart. The pink is very much about unconditional love. The green is very much about the healing and connection. Because if you look at the green, the emerald gateway, that is very much about connection through the halls of Amenti, the emerald gateway, connection to the higher realms. But the heart chakra in terms of pink is about unconditional love. Unconditional love, when you're connecting with love, You connect with all the qualities that come through from that space of love, and the truth comes through that. So that's the first start. You have to activate the pink before you activate the green within the heart space. So that is very much heart chakra stuff. Heart chakra stuff and the throat chakra. So words cannot express, but it's time to express. Time to express your truth. So the second one is this one. And it says to be calm and anchor your energy. Be calm and anchor your energy. And this is very much, again, this is very much connection with the Christ energy. But as we are approaching solstice, we are approaching solstice. Last night's live stream video that I did last night was very much the focus on the 33/6 as we are approaching summer solstice, and we are approaching the Christed light, Christ energy. So what we have to do now with the intense energies that we are experiencing at this time, I don't know if this is happening with you, it certainly is happening with me, feeling the need to sleep, a lot of tiredness being expressed at the moment as we are, I'm feeling a lot of tiredness. I've been sleeping a lot longer hours, certainly over this week. Again, having periods of having to sleep, having to sleep. So basically, what we are being called to do is to sit in our stillness. I'm also picking up. Sorry, somebody's trying to call me on Messenger. Always happens. I come live and I'm being interrupted. Just bear with me a moment. Okay, so what we are being called to do is to take time to sit in our space, to connect, to meditate. This is about the art of connection, and the more that we meditate and the more that we are connecting, the more that we're able to go into that sphere and speak our truth. So we're also connecting to spirit as well, and also connecting with our own inner stillness. So I'm also going to go to the next one, and this is about being firm in your resolve, commit. Again, we get in the sword of truth coming through. The sword of truth. This is all about speaking your truth. So this is about being firm in your resolve and to commit. As I say, we're having new energy coming in from solstice, going through right into the new year, into 2020. Even that year is going to be a significant year. So with the energies that are coming through, it is about time for us to commit, time for us to step up in our power, to be empowered, and to be I call it service because we're service souls. We've made this agreement coming down to the earth, to be healers, to connect, to be way showers, light workers, and so forth. I know for myself, I work multitasking, being a healer, medium, teacher. I'm multitasking, many of us are multitasking, but many of us are probably specializing in certain areas, more, you know, more so specific areas. And it doesn't matter how great or small, we're here to complement each other. So I think this particular session is about speaking your truth. Okay, and it is about activation. It is about believing in yourself, knowing that you can do it, trusting and having faith. Sometimes we have to take the time he comes through. It's all right if my face changes. The energy might, some people might feel, ooh, you know, the energy's getting intense. Normally what happens when I go into trance, I step to one side, he comes in. Now, I don't, okay, I'm back. Okay, so what normally happens is I step to one side, he comes in. A lot of people may feel a bit of a chakra activation. It takes a little bit of time for him to come through, so it may just, as I say, he may sit in stillness. As I say, as he comes in, have a look about energy changes going on around me. That's absolutely fine. I may get masculine feel coming in, you know, people like, oh, you know, and stuff like that. As I say, I don't always know what is being said until I have to replay back the video. Then I will know if there's any changes. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to step to one side, ask him to come through, and again he may speak. So I'm going to now ask him to come through. So I'm going to take my glasses off. I will be sitting here with my eyes shut, and I will ask him to come through. So it does take a little bit of time, okay, for the integration of energy. So okay, so I'm just now going to sit in my stillness. It gives me great pleasure to come forth at this hour to grant every blessing. We are at this moment expanding the wells of consciousness to many souls on your planet at this time. It is now time to step forth in truth, for the truth of this system of worlds is now being made manifest. We now come forth at this time to speak to you all about the many truths that lie within the system of worlds that have laid deep within the oceans of your understanding. For these truths are now surfacing from the oceans once more. There are many metaphors of understanding coming through the hearts of you all at this time. We come forth to ignite the many synchronicities that you are experiencing at this time. It is important that you remain focused upon your heart space, for it is from the vortex of your heart that all things are made manifest. The cycle of time is now being made manifest once more, for we are embarking many shifts within this system of worlds, moving forth with the great tide of the age changing. We are at this time imparting many changes coming through from the great central sun. This energy and light shall be felt amongst you all over the coming months. It is important that you remain grounded, centered and focused upon your journeys that lie ahead. I leave you with every blessing. Thank you. Okay. Thank you. Okay. So what I'm going to say is I'm going to say thank you very much for joining me. And before I just want to say thank you to Horus and my team. I want to extend healing before I leave. I always extend healing out to the earth. So I would like you all to join me at this time as we're connected with this beautiful energy of love and healing, to connect with the vortices of the earth, to send forth healing out to all whom are in need of it at this time. For any of you that are in need of healing and grace, and if you are aware of anybody whom are in need of healing, just take this moment just to send forth the healing intentions. I now want to connect with those whom are in hospital, those whom are ill and frail, to the elderly, to the children, to those whom have no one to care for them. I want to connect especially to those whom are suffering from cancer, cancer patients, and also to those whom are in palliative care and facing end-of-life treatment. Also connecting to the loved ones whom are caring, and also to the bereaved. I also want to connect to those whom are facing hardship and famine and poverty, to those whom are homeless, famine victims, and those whom are experiencing great hardship. I also want to connect to those whom are experiencing natural disaster and conflict and warfare, and to those souls whom are experiencing emotional distress or psychological illness at this time. I want to now connect with the golden white light Mahatma energy and the violet ray of Omnitas, connecting with these beautiful energies and light to bring forth healing, transmutation and transformation. So it is done. Thank you very much for joining me. God bless you all. Good night.